I did not write today's post. It was written by a friend of mine who lives in Arizona. It seems like a fitting ending to the last little series. I hope that the last few posts have not been too somber for you. I cannot say that I have any big solutions to the problems that I see. I don't think that way. But I have found that God leads me to broken people, or leads them to me, as the case may be. And when I find them, there is something He wants me to do. Sometimes it is a conversation, sometimes it is a meal, or a ride, or a few dollars, or a prayer. Once He asked me to drive a man to the grocery store. That assignment lasted for 2 years, and I don't think that I would have had time for two such assignments. And God knew that. And all the while I watched other broken people pass me by, but I wasn't called to care for them. I often wondered why I was called to help that particular man. God only knows. But it's important. And I pray that you will find your own way. God only knows what the world what the world might be like if we all listened. Joel and Rottie. His girlfriend dumped him in the desert, looking for greener pastures, I suppose. We found him camped with his little dog beneath a tree. He was from Pennsylvania. He didn't understand the desert, and the temperatures were rising above 110. He had a catheter, kidney stones, and a touch of dementia. Bad combination. He trekked 3 miles to McDonald's every day with his dog for food and soda. Another mistake. 3 miles out, 3 miles back, every day. Eventually, he had to go to the emergency room. They took him by ambulance. I cared for his little dog while he was in. The dog was his lifeline to the world. Each time they were reunited, the tears flowed. He was so grateful. The dog meant the world to him. But the world did its best to ignore Joel. He made the world feel uncomfortable. It was a world that wished he'd go away. We couldn't get him a driver's license to get him a plane ticket. No birth certificate, no social security card, no picture ID. Our church missionaries became his dearest friends. Out of desperation, we found an abandoned motor home in the desert and began to clean it out. For someone who dodged the COVID for 3 years, I was pretty sure that I'd get the hantavirus from all of the rat droppings. We abandoned the cleaning and tried to get him into an RV park. Once they found out he was homeless, no one would rent to him. Another dead end. They all had excuses. Joel was faceless, nameless. He had no voice, no advocate to plead his case, and the dementia didn't help. He got confused easily. He forgot appointments. He lost his phone a couple of times. Finally, a miracle. His sister back east sent money for a bus ticket. The missionaries managed to get the bus company to consider Rottie a service dog. It was a light of sorts at the end of a long tunnel. Suitcase and guitars stored safely on the bus, he began his long journey east. But who would take him at the end of his journey? We didn't know. But at least he was out from under that tree and away from the Arizona heat. But now he was entering an even more brutal desert, bureaucracy, and he would be alone in an unforgiving world. That's by Mary Cowan. So, something she failed to mention there is his sister didn't live in Pennsylvania, so that's where he was going, I guess, because it was his home state. They were hoping he could get help there. I believe his sister also lived in a really hot place, and maybe she couldn't take him in or something. I don't know. So that's a little piece that kind of brings some clarity. But I hope you enjoy this little story. It makes you think about lost and forgotten people. God bless you all.